here.
Right here.
In Mike's kitchen, so you can see.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I walking in front
This
of
is back when Mike
Oh,
had hair.
I remember seeing that picture.
So Mike and Holly, 1987, and Mike and Holly probably 2019. Doug shot that photo.
Yeah, is that one of this tin?
Yeah, that's one of the tin types. Now, they have a collection of art up here. Some we did, so that's a Mike piece. That's a band piece that's called the Rubber Brothers. And these are other pieces of art that Mike purchased art and I framed for him. This is a band piece, an early band piece where it's kind of very, where he'd work on it and then I'd work on it and we'd go back and forth.
Like tag.
Yeah. This is obviously a later
I
piece
remember that one.
where we're just, and this is, what's the migraines? He knows all the titles. I forget the titles. Over here though, we've got a palm piece.
What's the story
We've
of
got a
that
Mike piece with
Mary over there?
triple openings and another Mike piece here. And then in the little area here, we've got fans, classic fans, all of Mike's 3Ds here, and more Mike 3Ds over here. We've got, you did this, Alyssa, right? Kind of the
Yes.
the Peter Matt style.
Oh, I love that. I have a Yellow Submarine tattoo. I love Yellow Submarine.
The newer band piece that'll be for Something Wicked this year.
Oh.
And then some other art that Mike's gotten over the years. That's the piece that started the whole painting on everything. That's Be Our God. So where I started to do all the line work, and I put dots like this before we cover like that.
And you put BAM on the frame.
I did put them on the frame. Sometimes I do.
And this, you made this frame of 4 pieces of frame?
Correct. Because
I like it.
we knew that they originally, we thought we could have 4 pieces and separate, and then we were told they're only allowing 1 piece. So I made it 1 frame,
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
which is, now over here, that's an old Edgar Allan Poe type piece that Mike did the sculpting, and we put it into the frame. That's a Pam piece. That's an old band piece done in a very child primitive style called Alice Likes Ice Cream. And then it's Who's Alice? Is it the girl? Is it the bird? It could be either one.
It could be, or both.
And that's yeah, exactly. I need Mike for the titles. I forget all of her titles.
These
I
fish
need-
heads?
Well, no, the one with everything, the imagination with the fez on
Yeah.
her head. What?
That
The
was the
fez?
fez.
Grandpa's Magical Fez.
Right.
Grandpa's Magical Fez.
What's
Yeah.
the fish heads?
The fish head title. I don't remember that. Brad.
I do not recall the title of that one.
This is a babam. This is. I don't know my cheaters. What is that word? That's a
Valid,
big.
val, val.
Fidelical French family photo.
It's made
Val,
of.
you made up the
Val-
word, right?
Well,
That's
Did
from
it go?
2017.
Acidical, thank you.
Acidical French family photo. So Brad painted this along with us. And
Okay.
that's 7 years old. Let's see if I can get it up. Wait, that's not bad.
You're 57.
Okay,
I'm
we
57.
understand.
Okay.
There, it's up. We've got evaporating essence of Ernest.
Now,
Nice.
is that just
Do you
on a
remember?
roll of canvas?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's Hunting with Bobo.
Is it almost
Yeah, it is a thick canvas. That's a Brad piece. More BAM. That's the big BAM. That's the Preston Perseveres the Pandemic. So that's from the cabinet card. On this frame, that's where I took the acrylic inks and painted those all individual. But I didn't, that's before I would have inked the figure.
I really like this.
Yeah, this was kind of nuts because he didn't want white, so I had to go with a silver pen because the frame has kind of a silveresque. But that was like, what colors? And so by going back and forth with the purple and the blue.
What's that one called? Do you remember?
Yeah, this is the evaporating essence of Ernest.
And what's that for?
That was for one of the shows that we did. But not one of the, not a BAM show. It was just a group show that was part of. Now in their living room area.
Good flow.
Let's move on to
We got a
the
China Cat piece.
All right.
That's an older band piece. That's from Fez Fest. This was from Cartoon Cavalcade where he's farting out.
Of course.
That's those are from Fez Fest. Another China cat piece. Older band piece where we took a lot of three-dimensional objects and put it all in there.
Flashmaster G-Prop.
That's from cartridge printers. What's our
Flashmaster G-Prop.
Flashmaster G-Prop. Barbara painted that of Mike.
Oh,
All protecting Mike.
I would think if we're interested in it, we can. Yes.
Holly did this painting. Kind of a Wonder Woman-esque.
It is.
These are a couple of band paintings from the 33.
There's a little bit of that. Yeah.
And again, who is this?
I mean,
Holly,
I'm
this
a
artist?
Eddie
so I'm always
Breen.
at
Eddie
a
Breen.
place that's like,
He
no
gets
matter where you
old
look, there's something new to
thrift
see.
store paintings and
Holly
he paint over
knows-
them, but it was a big deal in the
This is
90s.
toy. Holly, what's the story with the toys?
That was the oddities. The first year we went to the oddities.
Okay, got it.
She decides.
So I tried to.
And I don't know who did that painting, but that's a Bam. That's a Pam. And a Bam. So Pam's centered around Bam. That's a Carl Janke that he gave to Holly. There's Mike's.
This one?
That's a Carl Janke. Right, Holly? That's a Carl Janke.
That is a Carl Janke.
It does look like the Carl Jr.
And then over here, we've got the Jackalope.
Okay.
That's a Mike print. There's a Ken.
Oh, I remember
the
that
crab
one.
carrying the house, the sandcastle, and that's a batch of chips, which is me and Joe Chiapetta turning Mike into Melvis. There's a band piece. Oh,
Who
here's
did
an
this
old band
funny
piece.
mask? Who's this mask thing?
Wait. There's a band piece. That's the cask. Is that the cask of a month? You see, you can barely see it.
yeah.
He's hidden behind a brick wall. Mike and I had the bricks in the shadow box frame.
Was it the five?
This is
the
from
five, the major
Holly.
ones?
Got that piece from the
Kind of.
I remember
the place in Elgin.
the Medusa sale, right?
Yes. So
I've got a Medusa couple pieces too. What's this?
I mean, he gives.
Mike made that. It's some alien mask, and this is from
A Medusa
no, it's from a drum kit. My buddy Bob, who plays drums, gave it to Mike, and then Mike created this head on top of it. On that wall over there, you got Rangy. We've got pieces by Alyssa.
One of the examples was a young girl who was stabbed to death.
Mike here. This is a Bam.
What he talked
Oh,
about,
what?
as I recall,
Oh.
he talks about in the
Yes.
American Psycho Surplus, you can get a Bob Ross and a Freddie Mercury.
Oh, really?
kind of go into your
And this is an old Mike
And an
piece.
Edgar Allan
or
Poe.
more
Edgar Allan
advocacy
Poe.
or something.
We got a Mike piece here
Nice.
from 1989. That's the cow piece.
That's like,
That's a Bam.
Right?
We've got some more Alyssa here, but I know we're losing light, so I got to get us some light. In
So no, it's
Yes. I can see that.
oh, there's no light in
the
here.
key thing I
Hey,
remember.
Holly.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, how does this work?
your lighting.
You can turn on the light there. Just press it on the side. Yeah.
There it
And you
goes.
turn on the bathroom light if you want more light too.
Wait, who's these blue people?
Here we go.
That's Alyssa's.
I like blue people, Alyssa.
Yeah, so she did the art, and then I framed them. You got to ask her.
What's that movie?
Is it Fantastic Planet?
Oh, that is an old one.
So then I did a double
Yeah,
mat,
why would there? Well,
triple opening. Holly, I don't know who did this, but we've got some. Holly got that. I did that when I was practicing for the 20-minute painting.
Oh, wow.
There's an Alyssa and there's some Bam. And I don't know who did these prints. That's an old Bam. That's a window piece, and I don't know anything about this at all. This is also Alyssa. Mike's Fez Fest. I don't know anything about this, but I love this piece. I know nothing about this though. In their bedroom, they have a couple Mitch O'Connells. Yes, that's gotta be my. Oh, and Christina took these pictures. This is of Holly from like 1987 or 8. So I framed it for her. So there's Holly in the art building. Yeah, he's got the light up here, but I don't know how to turn their.
No, right?
Holly, how do we turn the light on in your bedroom?
There's no switch.
Not on the
You know,
wall.
these old houses, they got the switch in the next room probably.
Here are some lights.
This right here,
Oh, yeah,
here.
yeah.
there's
It
a switch
works.
outside the room. Bruce, that's who's got. I've
Outside.
had old
There's a
houses
Mitch
before,
O'Connell.
too.
Oh, what was
That I
it?
framed. Yeah. Well, yeah, artist proof 1 out of 10.
Wow, that's cool.
And then here's another Mitch.
Oh yeah.
I might try to dust the glass. You can see he's not dusted. And Mitch put a little. See, congrats, Holly and Mike.
Oh man. Nice.
Who did this one?
Congrats.
Mike.
Was that like for their wedding?
That was like a
or
little
something?
chalkboard, but that's a Mike piece.
I like it.
Yeah, I do.
It's,
A lot of
it's-
energy like it.
That was angsty, and this is from Larry Martyr from Bean World. I don't know what's in here. Is there clothes in here, or is there
These
art?
this
Nothing is
skeleton.
in here. That's clothes.
Is
That
that from
is.
Fuzz?
That is a good.
It says
John
Mike and
Lef-
Holly.
John got it for
Oh.
them as a gift, and I don't know.
Somebody
He
made
commissioned an
that.
artist.
Yeah, here says something something. Oh, hugs and kisses from John LaFleur. So
And
he got
Barbara,
some.
Barbara did this art for Mike, but it was this weird card, and I had to. She wanted me to blend the card into the mat board, so I had to carve the mat board to the angle, so I could just wedge that
Oh,
in.
so it wouldn't be on top of it.
Right, she didn't want me to float it, and I'm like, well, how do I? So I had to hand carve, just go slowly to fit the angle, so it would just wedge it right in. And then we've got upstairs some art for them. I know we haven't gone downstairs, but we'll turn the
There's an
lights.
upstairs. What's that?
Yeah. Well, there's also the bathroom here, some bathroom art. In their bathroom now, these are just pieces like, that's kind of like thrift store art that Holly bought those two.
Those are cool.
I don't know the origins of
Pink
these.
clouds. I wonder if those are painted by
I
numbers.
think I framed these two for them. Those are just as, those are paint by number
That's
paintings.
why I said it looks
Those
like a
are-
paint
yeah,
by
they are
numbers,
paint
but
by
it's got that
numbers.
retro look. It's very, how they used to do.
They're upstairs. Is, oh, and that's an old
Oh my God, this is.
This is not a thrift. Yeah.
That's the block up there.
So let's see. There should be a light. Oh, there's a
Right
light.
here. He can't find the light switches, but I can.
Thrift store art. Thrift store. That's a Mitch O'Connell right there.
It says I love you in it.
I think this is where. Oh, there's a band piece up here.
That's awesome.
There's a band piece right there. That's it. I love this piece that we did.
Yeah.
That I still
look
love.
at that.
This is a Kaylee. This is Pam's daughter did this.
Oh, I remember
Holly-
that one.
Holly bought
she
that from
had it.
Kaylee, yeah.
Oh, that was in the show. That was in
Yes.
the show.
I love that piece that she did. And again, art that Holly's found.
Well, I only have the one Alyssa Duda, and I have the one band, and I just bought a David Metzger.
Oh, nice.
Now we gotta find light in here. Speed. Light.
There's probably.
There we go. So that's a Brad piece right there.
The strawberry.
Yeah, and that's a BAM. That's with the dripping bloody eyes that I used to do.
It looks like one of those worry dolls.
Yes.
Just goes ahead.
That's a Holly piece Holly did for Fez Fest. And I think this is also Holly, but I'm not sure. There's a BAM. There's a ham.
Look at that tiny.
Bam and ham.
That's Holly and Mike.
Oh, ham.
And this one,
There's just so much.
Joe and I did years ago of Mike, and that's a pretzel rod that's about 30 years old, 1994.
The pretzel. That's a pretzel
That's a
rod.
pretzel rod that we gelled on there.
Dear
That pretzel
Lord.
rod is 30 years old.
Okay.
So,
Just
and
because.
this is all, hey, there's an Alyssa.
Yep, there's an Alyssa. I recognize that one.
But we have,
I love this window.
oh yeah. The window is nice.
This is another little just nook.
So it used to be Holly's office, so this is the nook. We're going to go into her, I think her office is over here now. Yeah. And in here, oh, is there a light not work? Unless there's a switch.
There's a switch. You just turned it off, or you turned on the fan.
I turned off the fan.
So this
Now they
is their
turned off
little
the fan.
guest room.
Well, but she works from home now, so this is, yeah,
She
this is
got
her
a
office.
job now, right?
This is
'Cause
her
I remember
office.
she was
Yeah,
unemployed
right over
for
here.
a while.
So this is a BAM piece.
Yeah, I
forgot
recognize
about
that.
this. Oh, I love that piece. I forgot we had that up here. That's a cool piece. There's stuff she has that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, here's another little tiny. Whose is this?
That's not a BAM. I don't know whose that is.
I like this one too. Simple.
Yeah, I'll shut the fan off. But again, she finds, this is one of the early BAM, no, this is a Bruce piece. I did this when I was first working with acrylic inks. So that's like the second acrylic ink piece I did. And so I was just learning how to work with it. I had never used them before. And I always love this piece, but again, I think that's just thrift store art that she got. And then we just have to go downstairs.
Wow.
I guess we could shut off there. Might as well do that. This one, when I say I did it, I didn't make the art. We had someone who had me cut apart a Lichtenstein, and they wanted it cropped, and so this was left over. So I cut two pieces together to blend them, and kind of mix it like this, and then I framed it for Mike and Holly. And Mike said that's the only Lichtenstein he'd ever want in the house because it's not really. It's something that I redid Lichtenstein, since he redid Comic Artists. So I took his stuff and spliced it together for them.
Oh,
Downstairs, we will
So
go.
is this like the attic that has a cat door?
There's no art. It's like storage in those both in those two doors.
There's a little cat door.
Oh yes. Although they don't have any cats right now.
Their cats are all gone.
Their cat is gone.
My doggy's gone, Bruce. I just had to let go my dog.
And now going downstairs, there's even art in the hallway.
And I just kept thinking about her.
Halfway downstairs.
Bruce,
And so I was
Bruce.
so
Yes.
amused.
What about the
Oh,
office?
Mike's office. We forgot Mike's office.
I was so amused by these like god awful
we
pictures
need-
she was taking that
Here's
whenever
our
I
light.
see Kathy
So in
White
Mike's
posted
office, we
to,
lost Kim.
you know, Schaumburg,
Oh, here.
garage sale,
We need you in Mike's
I go, I
office.
click on the
So,
pictures, and I
some
flip through
pieces
it.
that Mike has some original art that we've framed down here and here and here. There's a little band piece called Death Takes a Day Off.
I took this
So
picture to
it's
do
a
my
frame within a frame,
glasses
Death
and
visiting an art
uploaded
gallery.
everything to Facebook.
That's a Mike piece.
And didn't
That's a
double
band
check
piece
my
with
work.
all these
And I'm like,
eyeballs there. That's part of that
Luckily,
phase.
when we were transitioning
This is another piece of original art Mike got.
Yeah.
so we
More
were
original
raised
art.
by the
I don't know about that.
And
That's
I'm
a BAM
like, do you know,
pieces.
Mom, do you know
That
what
was the
Kathy
old
just posted her W2?
cookie that we.
What?
That's an animal cracker.
Animal cracker.
Animal cracker that we cut apart and made a new animal
I
cracker.
took it down.
Original. Most of these
Okay,
are
check the
original
credit
prints that Mike
report.
got.
Yeah.
Keep
Those
an eye
are
on that.
BAMs. There's a Mike.
The bureaus.
Like,
And that's a
oh
Chris
my
Palm.
God.
Other original art.
You know, knock on
A
wood, that was a
BAM.
couple years ago.
That's an
something
Art
that I
Balthazar.
know
Well,
happened.
that was more than a couple
And then
years ago.
Well, I mean,
various
a couple
art
years ago.
blocks and toys that Mike's collected.
I was just-
Some of his favorite books, more toys,
Not the worst
his
decision
plants,
I've ever made.
and then wall of art over here. The only one that is a BAM is that. Brad cleaned up the frame and Brad 3D'd the nose.
But bam.
That is a BAM. That's also a BAM. That's the first generation of the BAM over there of the Grandpa's Magical Fez. We're going to do a third Grandpa's Magical Fez. We haven't done it yet.
It's the fish that says unwelcome guests.
That's an artist that Mike found at one of the comic conventions, and then he had me frame it. So there's the unwelcome guest throwing the stone above, and you see all these
Yeah.
fish.
No, well, I just keep my stuff.
So various pieces of art that he's got that he's had me frame.
Since I was
It
That's
helps to have somebody who can frame stuff, huh?
it does. Well, he'll just give it to me and say, "Go ahead, do whatever," and then I will.
That's 40 years old.
Do you know anything about
I
that?
don't. I don't know anything about that.
Interesting.
I know I framed it for him, but I don't know anything about it. This I know is representative of Mike
Maybe
and
it's
Holly.
Barbara.
I just keep learning. No?
You know what?
Mike is right there.
Mike, Bruce, is this Barbara's art?
No, that isn't. That is. He's a Chicago artist. I'm blanking on his name. I picked up a bunch of his original little watercolors.
Okay.
And just delightful stuff.
I love that.
But this one is representative of Mike and Holly because it's Frank and Fran. And Jim Woodring is one of his favorite artists. So Mike bought a piece of original art from an art dealer, and then I framed it for them as a wedding gift. So, but it's celebrating their love.
I think we have the same 3D printer.
Oh,
Yeah, his
And now
dad
we'll
is
go
famous,
to the
so-
downstairs.
I don't know the brand because my dad had it. He used it all of like 6 times.
Yeah, he got it when like the novelty of a 3D
So I
printer was
think
new,
we did.
and like
We did this room.
realized he was never
Yes.
actually going to use it.
So now we're gonna go downstairs. This is a Mike piece right here. That's a Barbara piece right there about our painting, about our painting teacher. This is a Mike piece right here. We wanted something. Working. We already Jim's been to the entire house with Alyssa filming. So down here we've got a Ken Simonson. We've got a Bruce. That's Mike from college, a BAM. That's a Mike. There's a BAM and a BAM. I don't know who drew that. That's me. That is Matt Fazell. Those are all BAMs. We've got comics all behind Doc and Krista and Pam. There's BAMs. Those are Mikes from college right there behind Rick. That's a piece I did about Mike for Mike. I don't know who painted that, but I like that. That's Matt Klimt. And those are 4 panels. We've got some various blocks. You did those blocks. I love those blocks. You saw those that Alyssa did?
I'm seeing a lot.
These are the Pam blocks.
Those are
I think these are Mike. These I did of Mike. And these were peanuts, but my dog ate the peanuts off. Those original peanuts. And then these are salt. What are the little oyster crackers?
Oh,
Those are oyster
oyster
crackers. And then
With a lot of stuff on top of it.
oh yeah, and then this is Mike battling our teacher with a paintbrush put through his body, and we have paint on Mike's hands. They didn't really have art battles like that, but we're just imagining a crit.
Okay.
And I don't know who painted that. That might have been Holly. And we have the eggshell BAM painting, 2 smaller BAMs. And the other room that's a big Mike, that's Harvesting Heads. That's one of his, I call it famous, but it's famous only to us.
Isn't it?
This is a Joe and Bruce. That's a batch of chips. This was about Mike's life. We were missing Mike because he had moved away to Wisconsin, and his first wife didn't want him to hang around us. So we wanted to do a painting to bring him back. So we have Mike as a little boy, Mike being very science-minded. He's got like this science toy with a lollipop, and he's interested in the ants because they're looking at the candy on the ground. And Mike's mom was always well put together, so we made her kind of look like Wonder Woman. His dad kind of liked to fish and he was present but not present. So we have him fishing in a negative zone lake. Negative zone is something where not much happens. That's why the lake's kind of black and there's no fishing line. We have a couple demons in there, and you can see some of these swirls, but it's so dark you can't see anything in there. We have our professor jumping out of the lake because he's a larger than life figure to us. We wanted to explain how Mike met his first wife, so we have him in this world. He's a superhero, Mr. Fantastic. So we have Mike saving Melissa from getting knifed. That's not how they met, but we just made it up. Because we wanted to show,
Like heroism?
yeah, like how they met. So then we put in the background, we put like Dr. Seuss style type of houses. That's why it's kind of like a yellow brick road type thing, very childlike. Mike worked in the food service at NIU, so we have his little badge and the hairnet on, and he would get the donuts, and those are the milk containers.
I thought those were milk containers.
And we wanted to show how Mike would, we had a statue where it says, Mike, if this be my destiny, then bring on the bad guys. And we have his body taking an unnecessarily loop, holding something like science, like standing on an Ant-Man helmet. To show an apocalyptic future, we've got the twin towers of nuclear waste.
Smokestacks.
And we wanted to show how Kathy was born, but obviously we don't want to show something. So we kept it, we have them making out on a park bench to show how they made their daughter. So, and one of our friends said, man, if I had a kid every time I made it on a park bench, I'd have a brothel of children. So in here, we put some futuristic buildings. We have the Rendy Institute, and at the time he was living in near Bensonville in a trailer park. So we have a trailer park with a tornado there.
Oh no.
And then it says Rita O, which was my character, and it says Reed's Silly Daddy. And then we had Kathy jumping up and down. Kathy, when she was a little girl, had some speech issues. So it was hard to understand her. So that's why we called her Side Child, like Psycho Child, because she was like she was speaking a different language to us. She can speak fine now, but it was
sure.
But that's, and we showed Mike's body a little more worn, like he's older. His hairline, he's not as young anymore. You know, his outfit's tight, and he's a little kid here. So it changed, and that's so it's kind of so this painting goes to Kathy when you know, Mike. She was supposed to have it now, but she's getting a house. This will go to her house because, in a sense, it's about her family, but our made-up
What's
version.
this? It says inspected by Batch of Chips.
Yeah, so I'm Batchelder is my last name, and Joe is Joe Chiappetta. So we shorten our name so Batch of Chips.
That
But
works.
there's no T in my name. It's BACHELDER, and Joe is Chiappetta. He's Greek Italian. So we just call it Batch of Chips. And if you flip the painting over, there was the start of part of a painting, and we scrapped it and restretched it and put it on this way. And then the other part and so there's some other paintings here. Mike did the harvesting heads behind you, which is such a haunting painting. But it's a favorite of mine because Mike, everything was dark for him in the 80s. This is his new piece that he did for Sarah, for the Windows piece. So he cut a board and painted on the back, and then he cut a separate piece, so he's got some layering to it, and he's got it all fit in together. This he did chicken wire and then like decoupage on the whole surface, and he had, I don't know what his objects were, but I love what he was doing. It's kind of all weird shapes. This Holly found, I think, this nude
Look at that needle point.
reclining in
Cross
there.
stitch.
That's
Cross
interesting.
stitch.
It's
This is the
cross
painting that
stitch.
Mike and Holly did at their wedding. So they just had
They
those.
did it at their wedding.
Yeah, they had a blank canvas, and they had prepped it, and then they painted on it. We watched them paint it at their wedding. In here, this is the part you'll want to see, Kim, is the
there's a
vault.
room?
The vault
What?
is where, if you'll come in here, all the
my
frames,
God.
come on in, you'll see all the various supplies, but all the frames that either Michael prepped, he'll cut boards, but originally the frames were just for us, and then he had too much, so we give them all to you guys. Because we
I'm
have
out.
stuff. If you need frames, come to Mike. He has, there's art that we've done. This painting that we did back in 2017. This is titled Glowering Gronick and Gilded Guggenheim's Glittering Globulous Getaway.
Yeah.
And this
Say that
is
5 times twice.
this is a BAM, and this is before I was doing the colored ink, but we put on this texture so it kind of had this weird glow to it. And again, that's before I started doing all the line work, but I did paint into the frame.
Yeah, the frame's really nice.
So pieces that haven't sold, if they're not on the walls, you know, this was part of the, this is the Krampus Comes Tonight.
Oh, there's the Krampus.
And another Krampus. This is just a Mike. So he's got paintings here that we've kind of, there's so many paintings. Like this one is called My Blank is Tingling Now. You put your noun in. This is from 2014, so 10 years ago. It was like an abstract Spider-Man. I forgot some of these pieces. This one is a weird one. This is called The Pink What's It from 2014, also 10 years ago. So this was when we were more about texture. You can feel all this thick paint.
Yeah.
Now I'm totally opposite of this. This is
Oh yeah, there is texture.
this is glowing in the dark. This is called Lunch from 2012. And those dots glow. I think we'll see. I think they glow in the dark. So yeah,
Oh, I do see it does glow.
but it's this area.
And what did you build the texture up with?
It's glow in the dark pumice gesso or pumice gel. Oh, this is so this is dried paint that Mike scraped out of the paint jars that we had.
That's all paint.
This is all dried paint. So we didn't have to build it up and lay. It was dried, and he kind of put it on there. And then as he put it on there, then we together collaboratively do the. This is back in the day where he'd start to form. I'm like, oh, here, let me do this. We go back and forth, and we don't do that anymore. It's a different process for us now. Wait, I think I have to turn this upside down. But he's got all types of paintings that you would have seen over the years. This guy was fun. This is Gnarly Dino from 2013.
That's cool. Got good teeth.
And so this is where that smaller frame that you saw, that's what this frame looked like, that one that has the animal cracker. But I had to fill all those. Oh yeah, that one, you guys know that piece. So in here though, this is where if someone's like, oh Mike, I need a frame, he'll say, come on, he'll point to which area you can look at in the vault.
I hope he has a real lot of insurance.
I'm assuming.
I mean,
I don't know,
there's
but-
such an
But you
enormous
can
amount
see
of
how
stuff.
these are all frames that I've built that have been here, and we had so many.
I
that
think I have more than you do.
you might. But the idea is that we had so much that we're like, okay, we need this. Mike's like, I'm going to just start giving frames to other people.
What about these?
These are BAMs. Those are from the 33. This, if you touch it, they're sticky because this Sculpey, when you paint it with this type of paint, it never, and then you put a coating on it. This is not sticky, but these, Mike said, the sealing causes the ink or the clay to feel sticky. Now we know better. We didn't know then, but it's fine. It's just to the touch. Most people aren't going to go up and do this. It's only to those.
So I took a hair dryer to mine and
Oh,
dipped
that's
it in, and
sticky.
it keeps it from being sticky.
So if we take a hair dryer, it won't be sticky.
That's what but I did it before I did the sealant on it.
These, actually, for Alyssa to note, so for the 33, they came from cabinet cards.
All right.
And so this is the picture of the girl.
Oh, nice.
So you can see her head was not, yes, we exaggerated it, but she really did have a big head.
Yeah.
And probably water on the brain, probably
Yeah.
hydrocephalic, and she probably didn't
Yeah.
live a long time. So
Not back
all of these
then.
BAM paintings, these 33, come with their own cabinet card on the back. We titled this painting Helen's Horrendous Headaches. So that guy, because it's kind of interesting to see, we used it as a springboard, but to see what the original photo looked like on the back, if you'll hold that, I will. This is what inspired Mike to start it. You see how his hair is.
He has a high hairline.
And so when people purchase these paintings, they also got the original photo. So I think we sold 5 or 6 of the original ones. It meant that they have those. Like Wayne, our friend Wayne bought, he and Sandy bought one, and some other people bought them. They went home with the original photo to see what was the inspiration for that painting. One other room that we did
Really?
not hit yet.
These
Yeah.
are these round things instant caps. Are those like lids of pens?
No. That's all from a computer board. This is like some sort of
Because that
motherboard.
definitely looks like a computer board.
But this is also sort of like, you can touch, that's all, I had to paint that, but that's all on there.
One piece.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
thought you
don't know where
stuck
Mike,
pen caps.
yeah, Mike got that from somewhere, and then I sprayed it all black. Now the top part, we want to go, someone's in the bathroom. As soon as they get out of the bathroom.
I
What
was
about
walking
this?
by here,
Yeah, there's
and this is what I noticed.
And Holly didn't paint that, that
No, it's a
is,
decal.
Yeah, it's a
She's got all
decal.
this art up, and there's a decal.
but in
Something
the,
doesn't belong.
right, in the bathroom, there's a bunch of cool art.
Who made that?
I don't know. Uh, 2004, Max Hines. I don't know.
It's kind of cool. Fun.
So the last part is we'd have to either hit a pause. It's the bathroom. There's some cool paintings in
I
there.
don't have pause. That's
No
the
pause?
thing. No.
Hello.
Where is that mask from?
Oh, the donkey mask. I don't know. Oh, hey, Ember. Boo. There you are. So, wait, Ember was in the bathroom, so we're going to go in here, Kim. And Alyssa will turn on the light. So we've got the, what are the little elf, the gnomes. Now, I don't know that Holly, I don't know who painted this gnome. Here's a BAM. This is the second or third BAM piece done in that style. So you see how those little figures were. I didn't put certain details on them yet. This is a Yeti telling a joke. This is one of my favorite with these. There was this thick paint that stayed on there, and this is from 2012, Microscopic Migrations. But I always love this piece. It's the bright color with the dark frame. Then in here, this piece was from a large painting that a client had at the frame shop. This huge painting, and they wanted it cut to a certain size, and so this strip was left off, and I'm like, I'm going to just frame this and give it to Mike. So I framed it, and he loved it so much just because this whole painting had some huge scene, and they only had a certain size. I just cut the painting. I'm like, do you want the, not the painting, but the print, or it wasn't signed and numbered. And they said, well, we only have a certain size, so we wanted to do this combination. I go, okay. And I said, do you want the strip? No, just throw it away. And I'm like, I'll give it to Mike. And he likes the fact that it's just got this tree, and we cropped it as such. Mike did this in college. This is a favorite piece. This was about all these organisms, and that's colored pencil. Holly did that for Fez Fest. This is a BAM piece of these two floating figures glowing in the dark. Another BAM piece. Again, you see all this thick texture. We were playing around with different things. Another BAM piece down there. BAM pieces, these horizontal things that we would just do and play around. And you didn't spend days. It's just a couple of hours just getting patterns and ideas out. That's a BAM piece where I don't know if this goes in the dark. This one is kind of, I forget this couple. Mike had an idea of this couple with these weird heads that you've seen him do. And these large ants that are being, oh, this glows in the dark. So that should glow in the dark. I believe that does.
It's an ant?
And it's picking up these ants.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
And you'll see that, again, it's in yellow, but we had to put the beam in there. But we did all this iridescent paint in the background to give it this eerie feel. After we did that painting, that was in like the beginning of 2017 is when I met George Berlin. And then I was working with acrylic inks, and it changed everything of how we painted, because then Mike was doing these ink portraits from those old photos. And then he's like, and he saw this and he liked this. He wanted to take that idea and mix it with his figures, so that he'd have a figure like we have over there, like this figure. You'd have a figure like this, and then I'd have little creatures crawling on him doing something like that. Now I would be putting all this line work and working on the frame, but we're not doing that with this one. But it was just a matter of what can they do? They can climb on his ear, they can climb on his horn, something like that effect. This was a revamped piece where I painted on the whole frame, and the guy's running away from this giant alien, and we had all these little creatures come out there. So some pieces revamped. This is also Mike that I did as this little weird alien creature. And that, I think, concludes the tour.
Bravo.
Very good.